So we're used to rounding to whole numbers, but we can round to the nearest tenth as well. In fact, we can round to any place value. We follow exactly the same steps. We find the place value we're rounding to, so the tenths in this case, and look at the next digit along. So here we look at the digit in our hundredths place. Because it's 5 or more, we know that we're rounding up, so our tenths digit increases by 1, and we can ignore place values to the right rather than writing in zeros as we usually would, because putting zeros on the end of a decimal number doesn't change the number. So what is 15.63 rounded to the nearest tenth? Well, we find our place, look next door, and because it's a 3, we know that we're rounding down, so our tenth digit will stay the same. So 15.63 to the nearest tenth rounds to 15.6. Now what about 0.78? It rounds to 0.8. Now round 9.52 to the nearest tenth. There's a 2 in the hundredths place, so we round down to 9.5. Now here, what about 4.569? Well, having 9 hundredths doesn't change what we're doing because we're rounding to the nearest tenth, so we only need to look at the hundredths place. It's a 6, so we round up to 4.6. So when you're rounding to the nearest tenth, remember that your rounded number should only include tenths, not hundreds, not thousandths. What is 2.305 to the nearest tenth? We have 0 hundredths, so we round down to 2.3. Rounding to the nearest tenth is useful with money because 10p is 1/10 of a pound. So if you want to round £9.46 to the nearest 10p, you do the same thing as when rounding to the nearest tenth. It rounds up to £9.50, and here, because you're dealing with money, you do need to put that 0 in the hundredths place or the 1 pence place. Now what about £14.73p? To the nearest 10p, that rounds to £14.70. And £8.82 rounds to £8.80. And £6.59 rounds to £6.60.